Hi, welcome back. I'm so glad you could join me here today. Today we're gonna fix up this painting. I slept on it overnight. I was able to think about some changes that I want to do to the painting, as I mentioned in the previous video. So if you haven't watched the previous video, make sure to check that one out and come back to this video. Now, so I have my painting all done. It's the Nebula painting, but I kind of messed up. I don't like it like that. I feel like it's too dark. The mountains don't look right. Trees are so and the water is just not it. So we're gonna go one by one. So first, I'm going to address the first one, which is the nebula. I'm just gonna scratch off the paint. It's a lot of paint, trust me. Just like so. And then I'm gonna go into a little bit of alizarin crimson. Okay, and a little bit of blue. There we go. Nice little lavender color. And I'm just gonna pick apart these areas. You can tap or you can scrub. I don't think it matters. Um, I say I don't think because I'm not an expert with painting nebulas, so I'm going off strictly the limited experience I have. Okay. Just like so. I got too excited yesterday and it didn't come out the way I would want it to. Okay? So now I'm simply gonna grab a 1-inch brush, clean dry 1-inch brush, and just sort of spread that color. There. Now, let's go back to the nebula. Let me wipe off my brush here. Just have a little roll of paper towels. Let's go into some white. And let's pick where our nebula stands. I still want it like the basic shape that I had. There. Okay, load up some more paint. And just do it for all of them. At least how many you want to do or whatever. I'm just doing the way I think it should go. Okay. Now, I'm not gonna diffuse it just yet. Let me wipe off my brush. And I'm gonna go into some phthalo blue. Maybe a little bit of black. I want it dark. So let's come up here, load that paint up. Okay, just like so. Push that paint straight into that fabric. Tons and tons of pressure. Okay. Now, we're gonna do the same with crimson. If you're using different colors, go ahead. Use your different color. So I'm just using what will give me like this lavender feel. So just like so. Just laying it on top of that blue. There. Okay, just a few more. There we go. Now, I have this Vincent Van Gogh brush. I forgot exactly which one is it, but I'm gonna use it for blending. So just tap it out. Tap it out. There. It's time to rebuild my easel again. You could hear how squeaky it is. So, for me personally, I think it would look better if I had more red. I'm gonna fix the white. I haven't got to the white yet. So I'm gonna add a little bit more crimson. Here and there, it's okay for me to have some blue spots, but I want it mostly like a purple color. There. Okay, load up my brush some more. There we go. Now back to blending. This is where you need your firm easel. And my easel is starting to lose it. It's old. I've had this easel for probably 3 years now. And I used it a lot. So I don't blame it. Okay. Now let's go to our lights being white. Let me wipe off my brush. Load my filbert brush into titanium white paint. And just tap it on. For this, excuse me. For this, it's important you tap it on. It's not the same if you don't tap it on. I tried many different ways, and for some reason, the only way it shows up good is if you tap that paint on. Okay? Here and there. Now, I'm gonna get close to the white without getting rid of it. There we go. There. Usually, I don't like to leave it too thick. I just leave it on like a little line. That's my Nebula. I don't know. I would prefer that one over the second one, as you can see. But some people might prefer the second one. Now, I do want to bring out a little bit more color, more of that lighter color. Just like so, just a little bit. So I'm gonna do the same thing for the other one. Load up some color and just block it in. There. A little bit more crimson. Okay. Like so. There we go. Let's get some paint on the top. There. Start off with our light. We already have that. Okay. Now I'm gonna wipe off my brush and we're gonna go into a little bit of alizarin crimson. Load up your brush full of paint and just tap it right underneath it. There. It's quite easy. It's not too complicated. Okay, a little bit of blue. Blue is super strong. You gotta be careful with it. Okay, this painting wants to fall out now. Tap. Time is money, and money is time. Okay, just adding in those dark spots. I like to think of it like shadows. A little bit more crimson, a little bit of black in there. This got dominated by the blue. Gotta fix that up. There, I don't mind that bluish purple. Now, back to our white. Let's decide where our nebula stands. There we go. Full of paint. There. Just like so. Okay. How well does it show up? Okay, we got this. Little by little. If you have to go again, go again. Don't rush it. Okay, a little bit there. A little bit out here. It's growing out here a bit. and a little bit there. There we go. Just tap. There. I think I like that. I I think I prefer that over yesterday's. Now, a little bit of paint thinner and thin that paint out as thin as you can get it. Let's go back and add a couple stars. I'm gonna grab my palette knife. There. You can have as many or as few stars as you like. Now, I got that done. Now let's go ahead, let's work on our mountains. Let's just scratch off. I'm going to completely redo it. I just didn't like it. Remember, I'm here to show you guys to be satisfied with your paintings, not to lie and sugarcoat and say, oh yeah, I'm satisfied when I'm completely not. Some people might be satisfied with this painting and it's okay. I'm just not. Okay? Yesterday when I did it, I thought, okay, I did better on the Nebula and did worse on the landscape, but when I looked at it in the morning, I was like, oh, I did everything wrong. Let's add a nice little bump there. Okay, just like so. Now, you want to scratch off all that paint. There. You just want a basic outline. Just grab and pull. There we go. There. Something like so. Anyways, I'm not going to spend too much time on that. Let me clean my palette where I had that thinned out paint. Actually, I'm going to clean it with a shop towel just to make sure. So now I just pull out some paint. Let's get some lavender feel to it to reflect the top. Let's come up here ever so lightly. Ever so lightly. There. Boom. There we go. Let's make this one like so. You decide how you want your highlights to look. Okay, I think I'm satisfied with that for the mountains, the highlights at least. Now I'm gonna use some of that grayed down midnight black. I'm gonna add a little bit of white to it. And what the heck, maybe a little bit of that lavender color. Let's come up here. Let's test it. That's too dark. A little bit more white. That's perfect. There we go. Maybe it covers this little peak. There. There we go. And it's important what paint you use, because if you're using thinned out acrylic runny paint, it's not gonna work for you. As much as you try, it's not gonna work. Okay, let me grab a clean, dry 1-inch brush and just tap out the base. And do the same for the shadows. There. Now, let's go ahead, let's fix up those distant trees. I'm gonna go into mostly black, a little bit of green, maybe a little touch of yellow. I want it to be really, really dark, but show up just enough. There. I like that. You saw how before it was pretty light. I'm always harsh on myself for some reason. I don't like to be completely completely satisfied with the painting until I know that's the best I can do for that time. But I don't, once I'm done with the painting, usually it's how can I improve it, not that's a great painting. I'm a little too harsh at times. But that helps one build, I believe. One become better at what they do. Scrub that on, just like so. Pull down a bit. Go across, lightly pull up. Lightly, lightly. There. Now, let's go ahead, let's get some of that dark color out here in the grass. There we go. Just where needed. A little bit of sap green. There. Just mixing up sap green and cadmium yellow. Okay. Now let me step back a bit. Okay. Load up my 1-inch brush with cadmium yellow, a little bit of sap green. There. Let's come up here. And like that, you get more contrast, which is what I want, really. Think about each layer of grass. A little bit of black to that green color, just to darken it up. There we go. Okay. There. You can tap some out a bit. Here, just slightly. There. Whew. Now, last thing I want to work on before I call it done and complete. Sorry, I got bit by a mosquito. Last thing I want to do is fix that water. It's too bright for all the dark there is. So I'm gonna fix that real quick. A little bit of phthalo blue, a little bit of black. I want it dark. There. And then all I'm going to do, block it in. There we go. There. Let's load up a bit more and just scrub it on. Let's pull some down here. A little bit more black, just to darken it up. Get that nice dark rich tone. There. And just to add on, let's think where some light would hit it. There, just like so. And let's reflect some of it, some of that grass color down. There we go. Okay, a little bit more. Ooh, that's a sparkler. Okay, get my palette knife. A little bit of dark sienna and some midnight black. Gotta re-add those dark brown spots. Okay. There. Okay. Here and there. And let's get some water lines and that'll be it. I don't want to change the concept. I just wanted to fix it. There. A few little water ripples here and there. And I think that concludes today's painting. I really hope you enjoyed it and try this painting out. If it doesn't come out the first time, just like it did for me, you could try a second time, maybe a third time. It doesn't matter. Just keep trying and keep working until you're completely satisfied with the piece. Just because it doesn't happen the first time doesn't mean it won't happen the second or the third. Till then, I'd like to wish each and every one of you the best of luck, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, my friend. Goodbye.